mesmerized grin of like, basically it's the grin of like a bad child, and laugh at those of us that care like we're weak for caring. They think because they don't care and they're not involved that that's a strength. Ignorance is strength. That was one of the mottos in 1984. Eric Blair, George Orwell. He'd worked for British intelligence. He'd worked for the communists. He'd worked for the imperial police. And he wrote a book saying it's all controlled. Both sides staged wars. The government was staging terror attacks in the book. 1948 it was written. Black helicopters are looking through your walls. Your television sets watch you. And now all the major video game makers have come out with face-scanning video games like Connect. They've come out with face-scanning video games with cameras that recognize your face and up to 10 people's different voices in the room. TiVo admits they're tracking what you watch. Google admits they're using the onboard cameras and microphones to watch you. Public schools all over the country come out and say, yeah, we're using cameras on laptops to watch you at home. I mean, it's just all out in the open now. This is 1984. And there's still wealth because there was liberty here. So I'm watching the wealth drain out, like watching a person bleed to death, watching their skin go from pink to ashen white. Or if they were black, watching their skin go from chestnut to almost a green color. I'm watching the blood just pour out of the body politic. I'm watching the big central banks just drinking it up like a bunch of vampire bats. Little stunted devils enjoying themselves, laughing at us. I watch those being fed on, drugged out of their minds on fluoride. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support Infowars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today. Hi, this is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about the delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. I've told you for years that eFoods Direct has the best storable food on the planet. Now it's that time of year again, and their holiday special is here. They have 2 holiday price packs for you to put into your reserves for a secure future or to share with others. The first is a 6-month bulk supply in 10 cans, and the second is a 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals, including delicious bakery items shipped in heavy tote bags. Now, for a limited time, when you order 2 or more of these special holiday packs, you'll get free shipping on your entire order. Call now, 800-409-5633, or visit them at efoodsdirect.com/Alex. That's 800-409-5633, or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
We now take you live
To the Central Texas Command Center.
in the heart of the resistance. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
How will we reverse the tide of tyranny? The special interests globally that go in any nation they wish, buy off the politicians, and then attach themselves to the people's tax money. Got all the special interests. They write the rules to shut down their competition. Evidenced by the fact that 97% of stimulus money to small businesses went to Fortune 500. Evidenced by Obama giving hundreds of waivers to McDonald's and others to not have to get insurance for their employees, but everybody else who has a company is going to be forced to. That's an unfair trade advantage. You know, these are the real forms of discrimination that are taking place in our society. And then in the name of not having discrimination, they say everyone will have the TSA body scan you. Everyone will have the TSA stick their hands down your pants. Everyone will have their rights taken away. Unless you're a member of Congress or a member of the cabinet. No, you get to go around the naked body scanners. And then I see all these news articles. Feds warrantlessly tracking Americans' credit cards in real time. Wired magazine, they just say, oh, guess what? We're not just spying on you. We're tracking all your credit cards, and we're tracking all your loyalty cards in real time. Here's the Washington Post. Government reports violations of limits on spying aimed at U.S. citizens. So we've gone from 4 years ago, Bush in that press conference, President Bush saying, oh, we don't spy on you without warrants, to just, hey, everything's spied on. Well, there's an organization out there fighting it, and it's Liberty Guard, libertyguard.org. And, of course, Bob Barr is the chair and the head of it. We had the president on of Liberty Guard last week. His website's bobbarr.org. He really doesn't need any introduction. Well-known congressman, defender of civil liberties and basic human rights. Also ran in 2008 as Libertarian presidential candidate for president and had a good showing on that front, and certainly got to inject a lot of serious issues into the debate. He joins us for the next 25 minutes. Congressman, good to have you on with us.
Oh, it's always great to be with you all and your many, many listeners out there.
Congressman, let's start at the beginning. How did we go this far where the town I live in has federally run face-scanning cameras and license plate readers through the Threat Fusion Center? They have clergy response teams, admittedly, with preachers trained to spy for Homeland Security. That's Associated Press. We have TSA sticking their hands down people's pants and radiating them, but the borders are basically wide open. I'm glad you formed Liberty Guard and for years have been speaking out against this, but man, you know, folks were like, oh, Bob Barr's kind of a little too concerned 10 years ago. Now people are saying, my God, I mean, are we going to be worse than 1984?
I tell you, the technology that is available nowadays that governments and businesses can use to invade privacy and to data mine goes far beyond anything that George Orwell could have envisioned. So, in some respects, certainly we're not at the point of the totalitarian brutality state that was depicted in 1984. But in terms of the technology that is available to government to invade people's privacy and to control them by taking away their privacy, far exceeds what was available or could be even contemplated back in the 1940s when 1984 was written.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, take the TSA, and I want to see if you concur with me, and then I want you to have some time and go over your view on it and what Liberty Guard is doing. But I saw Ridge 7 years ago when he was head of Homeland Security on C-SPAN in a 2-hour roundtable with corporate heads. He said, you'll have to have an ID card to have a job. That's the real ID. He said that it will be internal checkpoints, and now they're out there with the TSA running checkpoints on highways, bus terminals, as you know, Congressman. And now they're saying a no-fly, no-buy. If they say you can't fly, you can't buy a gun, no judge, no jury, you're put on this Kafka-esque list. I mean, is this not internal checkpoints? Give us your take on that and just the overall spectrum of what's happening with the TSA.
What's happened here, Alex, is we've had a sort of a perfect storm. We've seen, and you've seen, of course, because you've spoken out about it for many years, the growth in government power on virtually all fronts, but it accelerated greatly as a result of what happened on September 11th of 2001. And it is that abject fear that has both empowered government to greatly accelerate the steps to control people, to take away their privacy, to gain information, to control them in various ways. And it's that same fear that has made so many Americans virtual sheep in terms of saying, well, if it makes us safer, it's okay. We have to give up some of our freedom in order for government to make us secure. I mean, that is a toxic mixture that has given rise now to the scenario that you've just described, which, for example, just focusing on one very small part of it, and that is the TSA naked body scanners or the very intrusive hand searches. Clearly, these are unconstitutional because they are doing this to people as to whom they have no reasonable suspicion whatsoever that they have done anything wrong or are purporting or attempting, for example, to bring weapons or explosives on an airplane. Also, I think it's important for people to keep in mind, as I know your listeners do, that the freedom to travel, the right to travel in interstate commerce, that is to take a commercial airliner from point A to point B, has been found many years ago by the U.S. Supreme Court to be a fundamental index of freedom, of liberty. Now, are we going to get to the point where the Supreme Court will put a stop to this nonsense? I don't know. Justice Alito on the U.S. Supreme Court, for example, in an opinion a few years ago, seemed to indicate that without some suspicion that an air traveler is doing something wrong or that TSA can articulate a reason why they need to search this particular person beyond the normal screening process is unconstitutional. Whether or not he still believes that, whether or not a majority of the court will so render a decision, I don't know. And even though I'm not terribly hopeful that will happen, it's terribly important that we finally get some resolution of this, to get this teed up so that it can get through the courts.
Well, absolutely, Congressman. But on top of that, we've seen in the last few weeks cases where they want to x-ray a woman's breast milk, or they want another woman to dump her milk out, and they hold up the TSA's own rule book, which is just regulations, but their own rules, and they don't care because so many of these people, it seems, enjoy the exercise of power. Some are polite, but I've seen others that literally